Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me to my last video of the 2024. As usual, for my last video I like to use a fountain pen that is a little bit more special, for me at least. And in this case, the fountain pen for today, the Sheaffer Imperial Touchdown, has a lot of things that I really love. First of all, it is the brand, or better said, one of my favorite brands, that comes with my favorite inlay nib, the diamond-shaped 14K nib, and also comes in the material that I love the most, sterling silver. I even like the filling mechanism that it has. While it's not my first favorite filler mechanism, is definitely my second one. In case you don't know and you're newer here, I personally really like lever filling mechanisms, and the touchdown, it's my second choice. Quick short story about the fountain pen. I got this on an auction on eBay a couple of years back. It comes from UK. At that time, I was actually watching two bids on eBay, and there was a lot of fighting on this model, specific model, not this specific pen. And as I watching them and watching that price going higher and higher on both eBay auctions, as I was refreshing the page, I noticed a new posting, which was pretty much this one, and it was a buy now price. And the buy now price was actually cheaper than the prices the other two were going for, and it was coming in a better shape, or at least similar shape. So I took the dive, I bought this one, forgot about the other two auctions, and hoped for the best. And to my surprise, the fountain pen actually turned out to be in a very good shape. The only cosmetical issue that it had, it was the cap on the push down sleeve. The sterling silver is more of a sleeve that is glued on top of a plastic cap, and unfortunately I guess the glue over time went bad, and that sleeve was just coming off. Not a big deal, easy fix, which I did with a little bit of shellac, and it worked just great. To my surprise, even the sack seems to be in a pretty good shape. I assume there was some restoration done, or recent restoration done on the fountain pen, and yeah, turned out to be a very lucky situation, and I have no regrets in purchasing this fountain pen. Like I said, there are a lot of things that I really like about it, and this is definitely one of my top 5 fountain pens, favorite fountain pens that I have. For today's ink, I decided to use the Parker Quink black ink, and that because, well, this fountain pen, it is a vintage fountain pen, and it has a vintage filling mechanism, and it's using a sack. And those sacks tend to be pretty fragile if you put more modern ink into it that has all kind of additives and whatever else chemicals they put in them. So the safest inks that I know of and that I have are the Waterman inks or the Parker inks, Parker Quink. Filling up the fountain pen is very easy. Just unscrew the cap, pull up on the barrel. As you pull up the barrel, basically what happens, you create a little bit of vacuum. The mechanism has 2 O-rings, one that it's activated as you pull up, and as you pull up, at the end you'll hear like a small hiss that will let the air rush in, something like that. Hopefully you're able to hear it, and then you put the fountain pen in the bottle ink, and then you press swiftly and firmly down. Don't just wander around barely pushing or pushing slowly, just like a one movement, clean and swift, and then just wait for 5 seconds, then repeat the process, and then you're good to go. As you press down, you will hear another hiss, basically from the vacuum, and this one will sound a little bit more powerful than the last one since you press a little bit harder, and you will sound something like that. Very sharp, very quick. Basically, you need to wait about 5 seconds after you hear that hiss to let the sack inflate and fill up the reservoir properly. And I like to do that twice in order to make sure there are no bubbles left in the mechanism, and that seems to work pretty well for me when I do this. The nib worked flawlessly, as you've seen from the writing sample. It works pretty well on the normal side, not very well on the reverse. And the nib has a little bit of character to it. On the downstroke seems to be a little bit thicker than the upstroke lines, which could give some character to your writing. However, that's not why we are here today. My plan was to use it for, well, drawing. And as you probably see me already starting this drawing, the fountain pen worked again flawlessly. It's like I fell in love with it for the second time. I have to admit, so far from all the nibs that I've tried on this paper, this is the perfect nib for me. It works exactly as I wanted it to. Very fine lines, and as you barely touch the page, and it gets progressively darker as you press a little bit harder. And as this, I guess it's also because of the ink combination, I was able to bring a lot of values in this drawing. Again, this is one of the nibs and fountain pens that for me felt more like a liquid pencil than an actual fountain pen and ink. For today's drawing, I really had no plans, and I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. So as you've seen me at the beginning, I just started with a curvy line, and then I just started to build blocks around that path or on that path until I end up with something that had some sort of a shape. Originally, as I was drawing it, it felt like this creature is going to have only one eye, but weirdly, without even realizing, as you see it right now and here, it's like the second eye came to life by itself. And weirdly enough, this is not when I noticed it. I was just focusing on that section of the drawing just to create the shading and the value. My plan was to push that section a little bit more down, so basically it will be in more shade. But somehow I end up with something that kind of looked like the eye. So it's like if you see it, and you'll never unsee it. But if you don't see it, I guess it's not there. Because if you think about it, if you place the eye in, well, the correct orientation on the other side, in theory you wouldn't have an eye. But if you look a little bit more to the left, his eye, it's a little bit, the other eye, it's a little bit more in a awkward position. But then again, this being is now really a very balanced or very symmetrical, basically. It's pretty much its own little thing. And all worked out based on the shapes that I put on the page. I had no plan on what I wanted to do, but this seems to be another being that is floating, and he has kind of a taily thing. I think this is my third creature that I kind of draw in this with this idea without even realizing it. I'm doing it. I'm gonna try and diverge maybe, or maybe just embrace it and keep on doing it. Speaking of, I'm not sure what the new year is gonna bring me. My plan for this year, that it's almost done, was to try and force myself to draw creatures with eyes. That was my original plan. And I think I managed to keep myself up to that with the exception of one drawing, which was I believe it was a cone or something like that. And for whatever reason, I missed the idea of adding multiple eyes on it. I believe I talked about it as I was drawing it back then. And from there, I think I kept myself up to drawing a creature every week. And most of them, they pretty much came to life by themselves. I think I planned very few of them, especially with this one. This one was completely not planned, completely random. At least initially, as I was building the shapes, and then as I was diving into each corner of this being, or on each section that I had it on the page, I kind of started to have a feeling of what this creature wants to be. As a fun thing, speaking of that kind of an eye, of kind of a second eye that I noticed that somewhere about towards the end of the drawing, as I went back and I was trying to darken some areas, and then I saw it's like, oh, I drew the second eye, which was kind of funny, or a funny realization. This drawing actually took me quite some time to finish it. It took me about 3 hours and a half to complete it. Actually, probably was more like 4 hours, because at one point in time, towards the end, you'll see like a small blackout interruption. Basically, my memory card was full. The first time I ever been in this situation. Usually I run out of battery or other things, but this time the card was full. So I did not notice because the screen was still on. And when I lifted my eyes, I seen, hey, 0 minutes left. So I had to stop, take a break, transfer all the files on my computer, and then resume the drawing. So I think in total actually was more like 4 hours. And I don't know when they flew by, to be honest. I was really immersed into this thing, and I really enjoyed drawing it. I really like the style. I think I will be continuing this this style that I have for a while, even in 2025. But I'll probably diverge a little bit from drawing only monsters. I might do some abstract shapes or abstract plans or abstract situations. I want to try new things. I will still be doing these creatures because I really enjoy what I'm coming up with, and these odd things that my brain decides to pull out of the depth of my conscience and spit them on the page. Kind of like them. They look maybe terrifying and monstrous and whatever, but I gotta admit, I do enjoy them. I don't find them scary. And no, I promise, I think I'm okay, brain-wise. But I do enjoy the uniqueness that they have. At least I think they're unique in their own way. Speaking of the new year, in the new year I'll probably take the first 2 weeks off, so I should be back sometime mid-January, or I might have a video earlier that year. My plan is to actually come up with a new logo, so to replace the EB that I have as my logo or avatar for YouTube or any other platforms that I'm on, and I want to actually do a drawing, like it'll still be EB, you know, my name initials, but it will be an actual drawing of it. I kind of have an idea on how I want to do it, but that's something I need to explore a little bit and kind of let it come out of my head by itself. I just have the initial idea, and I'm maybe planning to make a drawing out of that, as in a quick scribble, or maybe kind of shorts, since now I believe shorts are 3 minutes. I think I can make a short out of that. Let me know if you would be interested to see that. If not, I guess I'll just do it and then I'll just replace it. Speaking of, especially for those of you that are new on my channel, in case you haven't noticed, I like to color code my videos. So each video, the thumbnails of my videos are different colors. This new year will be Again, a new color, so don't be weird out or surprised that you can see my videos. Most probably the color is slightly different and is there, but you probably didn't notice it. I usually like to go with the color that Pantone has, like the year color, and I'll probably do exactly the same for the new year. And speaking of the new year, I guess not to prolong things, I just wanted to say thank you for all of you that joined me this year. Hopefully I'll continue to see you or at least interact with you in the new year. And I just noticed that as I'm making this video, I'm just slightly above 930 subscribers. I thank you and I appreciate all of you. And we're not too far from having a giveaway with my fountain pens. So whenever I'll reach 1,000, as a reminder, I will be giving away at least one of my fountain pens, the ones that I'm making or building. And I think on the new year, I'm actually gonna introduce the new model that I've been working on. I just had to finish up a few things on it, and I think I should be ready sometime in January to show up what I've been doing. I don't have a lot of them, I just have a couple of them that I can show as the final process. I won't be showing the prototypes that I've been working on. Not a huge difference, but there are a few considerations that I've been putting into based on what I've noticed over the years as I've been making the BE6, and I just wanted to improve the overall quality and look and feel. Anyway, not to keep you here for too long, again, I wish you a happy new year, and hopefully 2025 will be a better year, even though for the past couple of years, every year seems to be a little bit more crazier than the last year. I will try and keep, at least on my side, things consistent as much as possible. So, happy new year, I'll see you next year, and I wish you all the best and a wonderful day or night, wherever you are. Take care. Bye.